Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to an episode of Top Tier Talk. We are now on episode 10. Is it now 10? Of Matchweek 424 now. And today we'll be discussing the Arsenal Leeds game, the United West Brom game, draw, and then the Chelsea game as well. Oh, no, Chelsea game? Sorry, the City game. City Spurs, 2-0. Fair play to you, Nick. But we'll start off. Shavez.
It wasn't 2-0. Oh, it was 3-0.
Was it 2-0?
Was it 3-0?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. 3-0. Oh, hey, look, Dan, looking like all upset about it. What, Dan? Closet Spurs fan?
Incorrect.
Yeah. Right, Shavez, we'll start with you, buddy.
Everyone knows.
Start with you, buddy, with your 1-1 draw, because that was disappointing.
So you want me to start off by depressing and downing the episode?
Yeah.
Okay. We drew to West Brom.
Wow.
And moving on to the next one.
Yeah, that's what we need to know. Now, I saw after the game a lot of people blaming Ollie for his team selection and stuff. The problem with playing Rashford on the right, Martial on the left, that's just taking away Rashford's best thing is him on the left. But we can't play Greenwood on the right after he's just played 120 minutes in a game in the FA Cup. So this is the problem now. We've got into a season with one right winger, and now we're losing points because of that. So it's inevitable. One thing he could have done is he could have played Bailly instead of Lindelof. It was obvious that West Brom were going to cross balls into us, and Lindelof was going to get manhandled, which he did in the first minute. Besides that, I mean, Fred and McTominay, as I said, they're one player that we don't need to play against low blocks. He could have played Van der Beek. I don't think he trusts Van der Beek yet, but
he doesn't,
could have played him. Yeah. It's just one of those. I know West Brom have been getting results, to be fair, against City. They drew, didn't they, or something?
Yeah.
And they beat Liverpool. But they're a woeful team, honestly. The way they play.
Well, they drew against you.
To be fair, they don't make a lot of money, so you can't blame them for it. But it was a very depressing game to watch. Just really boring. I don't know if any of you watched it because you would have fallen asleep. It was terrible.
I don't watch.
One of the worst games I've watched.
Sam Allardyce. You celebrated him, but yeah, you've been Sam Allardyce.
Just a quick word on had an explosion. Quick word on Bruno Fernandes. We keep getting bad results, and he plays so well. He doesn't play well, but he scores some really good goals. Like last week against Everton, he scored a banger. Scored another banger this week, but again, it's just when there's one player that in the team that's trying, it just gets overlooked. So yeah, we need another season. We're not going to win the title. We're going to be in a top 4 race. That's the sad truth. So
I saw there was a counter attack going on. I didn't even watch the game, but I saw this little clip of it where United had about 4 or 5 players on the counter attack, and then the referee pulled it back. What's he pulling it back for? What happened?
The time was up. The only issue people had was that there was 3 corners in that time of added time, so maybe he could have added a few seconds on. But I don't have any complaints about that. That's just people being extra.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was over the time anyways.
Okay, I thought you'd be livid. I thought you'd be screaming at your TV.
No.
I've got a question for Shavez based on Ollie. Do you think it's going to be a bad patch for Ollie? Do you know how he has a good few months and then he'll go?
No, I think people going into the season, the people that want Ollie sacked right now are the same people that said we did have a squad to challenge for top 4, yet we're second. So you've got to stay consistent. I mean, I know people are gutted we're not going to win the league, and they're realising that now, but we weren't going to win the league at the start of the season. Who would have said? So if we come second and we win a trophy, that's massive improvement for me. If we come second, don't win a trophy, I'd still keep him, but then next season he has to win a trophy.
Has to, or is he in your eyes gone?
He has to. What else can you improve on? We've got to improve each season, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Maybe consistent top 4. That could be a good.
We're not a top 4 club. We're not Arsenal.
Yeah.
We're on the Europa League.
He's not got a game this week until 8 o'clock, so he's gunning for United. He's had enough.
Yeah. No, we can't just settle for top 4 every season. We have to try and win trophies.
Fair enough.
There's not much to say about that United game. 1-1. That's a decent result for City, I guess, because now they're on the uprise. So moving on to that City game, Nick, 3-0. Let me get it right this time against Spurs.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, again, I think Gundogan just ran the show. I mean, but at the same time, I think Lloris did make mistakes for at least 2 of the goals. He should have saved Gundogan's second one.
Leno's clear.
Yeah, even still, I think it's just showing this season why we've got the best defence in Europe, only conceding 15 goals. Because even when he takes Ruben Diaz out the team and Laporte comes straight back in. But yeah, I think we controlled the game comfortably, to be fair. I don't really think they, that many shots on target. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, no, I seen like Pep make a quote saying like, we have no Messi, no Ronaldo, no Mbappe, no Neymar yet. I wouldn't change anyone for my team at the moment. Like, he seems quite confident in his players right now. Do you think you've got this title secured this season?
Yeah, I think after the Liverpool game, seeing that we could go to Anfield and win, which is something we haven't done since like 2002, I thought this is probably ours now, especially after the result that we had against Spurs and United dropping points. So yeah, I'd probably say it is.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, Gundogan's looking like an absolute masterclass, isn't he, in that centre midfield. And I just can't wait for him and De Bruyne to be back. That'll be an
Yeah.
absolute disgrace of a midfield. Shavez, you're jealous. You wish you had one of them two in your team along with Bruno, didn't you?
Pogba, we do.
Or Amir would say Gilmore.
Nah. Amir, I had a question for Amir about that game. Do you still think Edison is not as good as Alisson? Are you going to stick with that?
I'm still going to stick with Alisson. It's 2 games.
Why?
I know I'm stubborn, but it's a blip, Shavez. Like, it's 2 bad games. Like, he's still world class. Like, I was going through some highlights, actually, in case this question did come up. Like, in the Champions League a couple years ago, against Napoli, the saves, it was against Napoli or Roma, the saves he made, like, unbelievable. He's still a world-class keeper, but obviously Edison's showing
BTEC Edison.
Yeah, I don't think Edison, it's so type to him. Edison's never had a type like that sort of a blip, so I think he just wins based on that.
He's made mistakes, but yeah, it's never been like this. 2 games and everyone on the back. It's never been like this. Yeah.
Well, fair enough. Yeah, it's pretty much summed up for City's game then. But moving on to the boys, Arsenal. Arsenal leads. Do you know what? First half. Do you know what? I'm happy. Do you know what I mean? We ended that half 3-0. And I was so happy because there was nothing wrong in that first half. I was looking at it and everything was going right. You know, Saka masterclass, Odegaard masterclass, Emil Smith-Rowe masterclass, and I my blood clot young. Do you see him? Hat-trick today, or today, or in the game. Oh, what an absolute legend! Do you know what I mean? His first hat-trick for the club, and I absolutely loved it because who other than him? He absolutely deserves it. And to be fair, I was a bit scared towards the end of the game, like 70th minute onwards. You know, because they got 2 early goals back, like one after the other, and I was like, oh look, here comes Arsenal's defense again. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna bring him up again because he's just defensively, he's like Trent. His defense is just not good, and just Bellerin. He is always caught out. He's always caught out, and it's always just like David Luiz, just like basically cleaning up after him, just skewing it over, just saying, yeah, fuck you, sort it out. Do you know what I mean? But overall, I think, you know, quality performance from everyone here. It was a bit shaky when he started bringing on like Willian and fucking hell Nenny, but you know, it is what it is. You got to do what you do what you got to do to get the win. But full-fledged debut for the main man Odegaard as well. I think he had a great game. I don't know about you boys. I don't know if any of you have seen it, but the Norwegian, he had a great game. Everything. It was just creating space. He was just like an attacking midfielder that is more like creative, that we kind of needed to be put into the team to kind of say, like, let's say it goes from Xhaka to Odegaard, then Odegaard can start running at players, so then it gives them a little bit of creativity for Aubameyang or Emil Smith-Rowe or Saka to just kind of do their own thing without worrying about what they need to do to help the attacking midfielder to get some creativity in. But yeah, overall, I think that was a strong performance. Ceballos had a great assist. I don't know if you saw a little cheeky nutmeg to Bellerin. That was the only highlight for Bellerin, that goal. But other than that,
one thing I'd say about us in this podcast, we've spoken about Aubameyang before, and like people are so reactionary that nowadays we did like a combined 11.
Blips, and he's gone.
I think Aubameyang was in it, wasn't he? Like,
yeah.
You have to acknowledge players not just for what they've done in the last 2 months, and he's clearly quality, and he's just proven it again.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah,
good to see him back.
It's all these football fans that have never played football in their life though, that just write him off. Do you know what I mean? They'll see maybe 2-3 games that he doesn't score, and he's like, oh, he's shit now. Why is he in the team? Do you know what I mean? Such gimps like that just aren't fake fans. No, and then he just literally gave him a slap on the face and said, today, look, here's my first hat-trick. Fuck you. You know what I mean? I love it. I love it. But yeah, 4-2, can't complain. 3 points. I mean, we deserve these 3 points, even though the FA's a little tiny bit against us, I can tell. I don't know if you boys can see, but the FA's definitely against us. But obviously from the Wolves and all these games.
I saw on Twitter. Was it something
penalty,
that
the red card?
Was it Troops that said if that was
David Luiz? I think said
David Luiz, it was
red card like Wolves or whatever he said.
Yeah.
So apparently, allegedly,
stuck his foot out and tripped up Saka. I mean, look, if it's not a penalty, it's not a penalty. But like, I don't understand because David Luiz done less than that and then got worse than that, if that makes sense. I don't understand where's the consistency when you're thinking if that's a red, then anything goes. But then you look at that and you're thinking, like if surely that's a red then if David Luiz is a red, but then it wasn't given. But there's a vendetta against us. I don't care. But we secured the bag and we move on. Go against the best team in Europe. So I'm not looking forward to that. Against City. Oh no. Who knows? But moving on, Daniel. Well, that kind of wraps up our kind of summary for this
the
match
good
week.
part, the good segment.
The match week 24. There's nothing really.
Quality football.
There's nothing really else, really. There wasn't something that just went spiked up throughout the match week. That was caused so much interest. City won, Arsenal won, United is shit, so they drew.
Are we ever going to have a game week where all of our teams win?
We'll have
We'll
to
put a bet on it.
But Watford are in this podcast, so we can't expect it.
Oh, yeah.
We won this week. How did?
Go on then.
Wait. Before you do that, Dan, very quickly, Amir, your team plays in half an hour. What's your predictions?
Yeah. I think we're going to win. I'm a bit, Shavez, when he told me Arrizabalaga was in, I was a bit surprised because I think Mendy is our number one keeper now. Arrizabalaga's got a mistake in him, but if he does make a mistake tonight, it's on Tuchel. But I think we should win comfortably. I think Newcastle lost Callum Wilson for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It's our main threat.
That's a big blow. That is a big blow.
Very big blow. So I think I'll go 2-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable. Yeah, fair enough.
And I'm hoping Werner will score like how
he needs to get in his form, doesn't he? He really needs to get that goal.
Found his form.
Yeah,
got his hat trick. I want Werner to do something similar for his sake. Yeah.
Very quickly, is Thiago Silva? Is he still available? Is he?
No, he's injured till the end of the month, I think. But yeah, that's a big blow as well. But
yeah, it's going to be quite. Yeah, because big boy Andy Carroll's in the box, isn't he? He's a target man. He's kind of one of those.
He'll go for Christensen.
One of those dodgy corners, and he'll just smack it in with his fucking top knot, and that's it. Do you know what I mean?
I think Zuma should be in the team. I'm surprised Zuma's not.
Who's your centre backs then? Who's starting for you?
It's Christensen and Rudiger. I think he started Rudiger. No. I think Christensen's a bit like Lindelof. He's a bit weak, so I reckon Andy Carroll is just going to be targeting him. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking will happen. But hopefully we win. But get some stick if we don't.
Well, then you go. I think you go fourth if you win. To be fair, so it's a big match.
I think we do.
So yeah,
it's a great amazing since Tuchel's come in, winning every game.
Masterclass, isn't he?
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah,
more why we needed the manager change.
That's it.
Yeah.
But that wraps up match week 24 for the Premier League. But Daniel, a 6-0 win for Watford, buddy. What have you got to say about that? Look at his smile on his face. He's so happy.
I said it last week. It's not the owners and it's not the manager. I don't want to get rid of them. They need to realise their mistakes and act on them, which is what they've done. Changed from a 4-4-2 with Gray and Deeney up top, and they both were dropped to move into a 4-3-3, which is we were getting overrun in the midfield, and that was the issue. Whereas with the two midfielders, we've now got the three midfielders that can spread the balls out wide. Obviously, I know everyone's going to use an example, but everyone's seen it. The Sarr game against Liverpool, everyone can see what he can do. Everyone can see what he can do.
One example.
He got like 6 goals and 4 assists or something last season, but that's the most common example that everyone would have seen. He got two goals, 3 assists in out of the 6, and we contribute 5 out of the 6. But I'd say that was one of his best games for us. Just give him the ball and give him the freedom, and he can cause damage to a lot of teams. But we're playing tomorrow, so it's going to cause a lot of controversy if he decides to change the team up and bring Deeney or Gray back in.
Gray, Andre Gray, masterclass for you, yeah.
Well, he brought him on, and his first touch nearly won him a penalty because it was so bad. Like if a defender would have put a challenge in, it would have been a foul. Like that's how far the touch away.
Like a Lukaku touch. That bad.
Do you have one good thing to say about him? Is there anything positive you can take out?
Give us one compliment about Gray. What's he good at?
His good haircut.
He's
struggling. Look.
He gave Shavez his best moment at a football stadium when he scored against Southampton.
Yeah, I was at the Watford Leicester game. That's as a Man United fan, sadly, my greatest moment in the stadium.
But don't get me wrong. Like, as much as I criticise him, like he's had his moments, but they're few and far between. Like he scored against Palace to get us through to the semi-final in the FA Cup, and then he had a run of 3 or 4 games where he'd come on as a sub and score week in week out. But apart from that, he's done nothing.
He's had enough. Get him out.
Andre, if you're watching this, Dan doesn't like you.
Yeah, apologies, Gray. We like you as a person.
Yeah, we like you, but
It might be a nice person, but it's football inability. I
He
think
might.
He might. Yeah. What do you mean? What? Judge it.
You'd definitely take a picture with him if you saw him. You'd definitely.
Back to the actual football.
Oh, look, ignored it. Look.
Very, very happy with the result. But as I was saying to some other people, other Watford fans, every team has their run in the Championship. So Norwich and Reading started off well and they were clear, and now Brentford went on like a 16 game or a 20 game streak without losing. We haven't had ours yet. We've been start-stop, and there's obviously 15 games left between now and the end of the season. So if we have ours now, it will give us a good chance to obviously get automatic promotion. As I said last week, if we carried on playing how we had before, we're not getting anywhere near it. But if we play how we did on Saturday, we should be up there. There shouldn't be any reason as to why we won't be. But only time will tell. It's typical Watford to go and get a good result and then get dicked the game after. Yeah. Like we lost 5-0 to Burnley the week after or something. That was a joke.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Fair enough. Very quickly then to end, boys. Predictions for your team. We're excluding Daniel because we don't really care about the Championship.
We got Preston. We haven't won there in 22 years. So we're yeah.
Oh, all right, we'll start with you then, Shavez. Man United. Who are Man United playing?
Newcastle. We'll concede, but we'll win 2-1.
2-1. Do you reckon you'll concede first like you do normally?
I hope so. So then we can win.
Yikes, so look. Fair enough. Amir, Southampton, I believe you've got next.
Yeah, we've got Southampton. It'll be tough. They're a good side, but they've got a lot of injuries. But I'll go 2-1 Chelsea. I think we'll concede.
Win a goal, yeah?
Hopefully, I'll say it every week until he scores.
It's more of a prayer at this point.
Yeah, it's a prayer, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then Nick, me and you, buddy. Man City, Arsenal, the big boy one.
Who's that?
I'm going 3-0 in that game, but I know we've got Everton in midweek as well.
Oh, do you? Shit, yeah, you do.
So I reckon that'll be. I reckon Everton 2-0 and 3-0 against Arsenal.
3-0 against Arsenal. You think you're so good? Nah, do you know what? I'm gonna agree with that. I'm going 4-1 City.
Is it at the Etihad?
No, it's at Emirates.
Oh, Emirates. Okay.
But
have some.
Do you know what?
Some belief. Go 1-0 Arsenal. Come
on. 4-1 at your own stadium. What?
Yeah, but realistically, City right now are the best team in Europe, no doubt.
Only elite teams get bummed by City time and time.
I can just tell. I can see it now. I can see it now. If Tierney's not available for that match, we're done. Just write it off.
Do you know what? I think Arteta could pull. Didn't he beat Thingy? He beat Pep in the FA Cup, was it?
Yeah. And in the league.
Yeah. But I have more belief in Arteta than you.
Can I say, okay, prediction, 4-1 or 1-0 for us, to us. We'll sneak it away and then put 10 men behind the ball.
Okay, I reckon if you don't get a red card, you'll get a draw.
Really?
Don't get a red. Yeah, don't get a red.
Yeah, let me just quickly give a call to
ring him up and say chill out.
Yeah.
No, I think they can. Arteta's got Pep's number.
I hope William scores the 96th-minute winner or something, and everyone just stops being on his back. Just something mad like that.
Yeah, no, the thing is with William though, he's a bit scared, isn't he? Like whenever you see like a header coming in or the football guy, he's just a bit like, ooh, I'll stay away from that until it hits the floor. And you're like, man, the fuck up, man. You're like 200 grand a week. Yeah. Oh well, is what it is. Nick says 3-0 to City, and I say 4-1. But I'm gonna say 1-0. I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna smack you 1-0.
That's your heart speaking.
That's my
brain.
heart.
Your brain told you 4-1.
Yeah. Yeah. That's literally it. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, to everyone who's watching, thank you very much for watching. I will link again in the bio the TikTok and our Twitter, so make sure to go check it out. There'll be daily TikToks from fucking Daniel Brand if you make sure of it. Jesus, he's been lacking at the moment, but
big things coming.
He's picking up.
Okay. Well, keep an eye on that then on the TikTok page if Daniel keeps on top of it, because there'll be a lot of clips and bloopers. Where we'll be putting them up there. So, but in the meantime, take care.